The fifth task on the mandate involves finance. It states the CMLT can recommend to classes and administer the distribution of appropriate financial resources to assist those preparing for ministry. This part of your mandate is such a gift to so many people. So often emerging leaders want to start seminary but have no idea how they could ever afford it. So when they meet with you and you determine how much your classes can support, and then you make it happen for them, they are so often overwhelmed at God's provision for them. Many in your classes probably aren't even aware that there's a budget for seminary training. So finding ways to share that information with the churches on a regular basis through bulletin announcements or other means can really catalyze interest in seminary training. Your classes has developed its own policy for funding, so this is what you'll work with to determine the amounts of support that you'll provide. You may also suggest changes to classes to adopt if it seems like current needs are changing. In addition to supporting seminary students, some classes are also beginning to include commission pastor training and other lay leader trainings in their funding guidelines. Can you tell me a little bit now, just a broad sweep of your financial policies? How do you ensure equity? How do you prioritize funding? Maybe you don't have to get into great detail, but what does that look like in your classes?
For our classes, it's often case by case. We have kind of a number that is approximate for somebody going through an entire MDiv program. And then based on the pace that they're going through and also sometimes financial need, that'll determine how much we give in a particular year to that student. And then we also do some support for those going through a ministry training program that's not the seminary, more for commissioned pastor, licensed to exhort, and we'll provide some funding for that. And that's just kind of developed over time. That's a little bit of a wisdom call based on the situation, because every situation seems to be a bit different. But we do try to be somewhat equitable in terms of how much they get over the course of time throughout their program.
I think we've said that we want to prioritize people who are seeking ordination in the CRC. And specifically people who are considering parish ministry in the CRC. We've had a lot of chaplains, which has been wonderful because chaplaincy has a really strong reputation in the CRC. So people come to us looking for a denomination to partner with, and I'm very glad that we can help contribute to that. We've found we also need to balance that with people who want to actually go into parish or congregational ministry. And so there's a tension there, and it depends on how many students we have. And so we actually had one seminary student who finished their degree, but rather than bring the funding down, I asked, can we keep that slot there and redirect it to create a grant for congregations to be able to fund either an intern or some kind of pastoral residency or something like that, and pitched it to classes, and they went for it. And so for us, that was a very small first step of trying to start to create not only a responsive but a proactive funding stream. So
Lake Superior had a forgivable loan program for a while, and I think right around 2018, if I remember right, it was before I came in, they made a decision to switch to a grant system. Okay. And a lot of that was, we had talked a little bit earlier today about who has to go track down the money, you know, and that was the problem, is that we had a lot of people who either didn't go into ordained parish ministry or who were going into other denominations. We've, like you said, nothing wasted. Like, we praise God that he's using them for his church, even if it's not the CRC. But we just didn't know, like, who's going after these people. So we said, you know what, let's go to just a grant. And at least in my time, like, it's just been incredibly generous. We aren't struggling to find money. We are, whatever you don't get in scholarships, classes is putting up the money from the rest of it. So hopefully we're not getting full ride scholarships now for all these requests into Lake Superior. So